welcome to The Critique. Today we're looking at a script analyzing the supposed decline of Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson.
Yep.
It focuses on the Owens-Shapiro feud and Carlson's recent work in the Middle East.
Right.
Now, the research here is solid, but the script is, I think, getting in its own way. So let's sharpen it up.
Let's get right in.
Okay, so reading through that opening, the first thing that jumps out is it's not really what the author's saying, but how they're saying it. There's this huge chunk of time just detailing all the insults between Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens. The Grand Prix thing, the Luftwaffles joke.
Oh, yeah.
The idiot comments. It feels less like a political analysis and more like, I don't know, a reaction video.
Exactly. You're getting down in the mud with them. The whole point of the script is to say these people are losing credibility, right?
Right.
But then by listing every single, sick burn or whatever, the author kind of lowers their own intellectual ceiling to match.
Yes.
It stops being a critique and it becomes a roast. And a roast doesn't convince anyone who isn't already on your side.
It completely trivializes the argument. If the point is that Owens is, quote, spiraling, then mocking her accent or that she can't say architect, it's just low-hanging fruit.
It is.
It's petty. And the audience you're trying to reach, the people who really follow this stuff, they don't need to be told she speaks bad German. They need to know why it actually matters.
Right. So the fix here, I think, is to shift the focus from the what to the why.
Okay.
So forget the Nazi breakfast foods joke that's just Shapiro being Shapiro, whatever. The real gold in this section, which is just sort of buried right now, is Owens' response.
When she brings up her race.
Yes! She literally says, Ben, I'm going to give you an N-word pass, and calls herself an ignorant black person to mock.
That's the pivot point, isn't it? She built her entire brand on facts don't care about your feelings, on rejecting identity politics.
And the second she gets cornered on a factual error,
she pulls the identity card.
that is the kill shot. That is the devastating political critique. So the script needs to cut all the, seethes and spiraling, all that emotional language.
Yeah, it's too subjective.
Just surgically expose that hypocrisy. The weakness isn't that she's stupid for mispronouncing a word. The weakness is that she's a hypocrite for using the very tactics she says she hates. If you focus on that, you elevate the script from, tabloid drama to a forensic analysis of a brand completely collapsing.
It really changes the whole genre of the video. You go from, hey, look at this funny blooper, to look at this complete betrayal of principles.
Exactly.
But to make that really land, you need some proof that this stuff is actually hurting them, not just, annoying the author.
And you have it.
You do, but it's hiding.
It is completely buried. I mean, the script cites the Nathan Livingston report, which is fantastic data.
It's great.
We're talking a loss of, 6.5 million down to 6.4 million Instagram followers. A dismal 0.5% engagement. This is the smoking gun.
It's the hard evidence.
It's proof the audience is checking out. But you don't hear about this until halfway through the script.
We have to wade through 5 minutes of he said, she said, before we even get to the consequences.
So restructure it. Just front load that data. Imagine opening the Owens section not with a clip of her fighting with Ben, but with a cold hard number.
Okay.
Something like, Candace Owens is currently losing between 1,600 and 3,000 followers every single day.
That grabs you by the throat.
It moves the argument from, I think she's failing, to, she is objectively failing.
And then everything else, all the drama, all the clips, it becomes the explanation for that failure. Right. So you use the Shapiro clips to explain why the graph is crashing?
Yes, the script mentions the Charlie Kirk posthumous birthday error, right? Where she predicts a birthday for a guy who died.
Which is funny, sure, but in the current draft, it's just another oops moment.
But look at the data. The Livingston report said there was a massive spike in interest after Kirk's death, and then a rapid correction when people realized she had no idea what she was talking about.
Ah, okay, so you connect those dots directly.
Connect those dots. The posthumous gaffe wasn't just a slip-up, it was the catalyst. It was the moment the audience realized she was acting more like a psychic than a commentator. If you put the data first, that clip becomes evidence of the decline, not just some random funny moment.
It turns the video into a kind of mystery story. Here's the dead body, the follower count, and here's the weapon, the lack of research.
Yeah.
It respects the listener's time so much more. Now, speaking of layout, there's a big structural problem when the script tries to pivot from Candace to Tucker.
Meanwhile, with our friend Mr. Tucker,
Yeah, that transition is doing a lot of heavy lifting. It feels like two completely separate scripts just stapled together.
It's total thematic whiplash.
1 minute we're in Instagram drama, the next we're on a trip to Jordan. It's disjointed.
It is. The script treats them like two separate news items, but they are characters in the exact same story. The author is missing the connective tissue, which is sitting right there in the text.
You're talking about the money, the foreign influence angle.
Exact. Later on, the script mentions Omid Malik and 1789 Capital, funded by what? An Iranian-Pakistani family based in Qatar. That is the engine driving both of them.
So the transition isn't just, meanwhile over here, it's about a coordinated shift.
Right. Instead of a location change, it's a funding revelation. Frame it like this. While Owens is disrupting domestic discourse with rhetoric that alienates Western allies, Tucker Carlson appears to be distorting international reality, and they are both potentially serving the same anti-Western interests.
So you explicitly parallel Owens' anti-Semitism with Carlson's soft power PR for Jordan and Saudi Arabia.
Yes. It posits that they aren't just two grifters doing their own thing. They're two prongs of the same, empty right or woke right phenomenon.
That's strong. It gives the listener a reason to care about Tucker immediately after hearing about Candace, because the stakes are the same.
It transforms the whole piece from a list of grievances into a real expose. And once you've made that transition, you have to nail the critique of Tucker. The material on his Middle East reporting it's so close to being great.
But it pulls its punches.
It really does.
The script quotes Dan Burr-Maui at length to counter Tucker's claims about Christians being safe there. And it's a good quote, it's factual, but it reads like a lecture.
It's too passive. It's just Tucker said X, and then later, some experts said Y. There's no friction.
There's no conflict.
We need a collision. The script mentions Tucker saying he feels completely comfortable as a Christian in Saudi Arabia. And then, paragraphs later, it lists the law that it's forbidden to set up a church there. Don't let those two things live in different neighborhoods.
Put them in the ring together.
Sentence by sentence. When Tucker says, "Look at how open this is," you immediately slam the viewer with the text. It is illegal to build a church here.
Okay.
The script mentions that Jesus statue in the restaurant, Fuhi's, that was taken down in 2 hours because it was provocative.
But right now, that story is just part of a long laundry list of facts.
It needs to be the direct visual counter-argument. Imagine the voiceover. Tucker shows you the open door of a ceremonial church in Jordan. He doesn't show you the Bible Society ads being torn down within hours. Exactly. Tucker says he feels safe. The law says he cannot worship. You have to intertwine the claim and the refutation so tightly that the listener can't possibly miss the hypocrisy.
It forces the audience to be the judge. You're not just telling them Tucker is lying, you're showing them the lie in real time. It's much more active.
And it's much harder to dismiss. Right? If you just read a long quote from an expert, a Tucker fan can just tune out. But if you put the law right next to the video clip, that cognitive dissonance is just unavoidable.
So, okay, we've cleaned up the insults, we've front-loaded the data, we've fixed the bridge between the two subjects, and we've sharpened the rebuttal. That just leaves us with the landing, the conclusion.
Which is currently a bit of a train wreck.
It's a mix of a personal therapy session and a commercial, isn't it? The author addresses Candace directly, saying stuff like, "I don't have hatred in my heart. I just think you're misguided." And then immediately pivots to promoting a documentary about the Jewish afterlife.
It undermines everything. The moment you say, "I don't hate you, I don't feel rage," you sound defensive.
Yeah, you do.
You sound like you're trying to convince yourself. It's weirdly parasocial. The audience doesn't care about your emotional state regarding Candace Owens. They care about the argument.
So cut the "I come in peace" disclaimer.
Cut it completely. Keep the sentiment that this is a battle of ideas, sure. The line, "I suspect Ben Shapiro probably feels similarly," is fine because it ties back to the feud. But the "I don't feel deep emotional rage" stuff, it just has to go.
It makes the author sound weak right at the moment they need to sound authoritative.
Precisely.
Okay, and what about the documentary? It just feels like product placement. Thanks for watching my critique, now go buy my movie.
It feels cheap because it's not integrated thematic, but the pieces to integrate it are all there. The intro of the script talks about the emptiness and the nihilism of this movement.
Right, about how they're just tearing things down.
And the documentary is about bringing heaven down to earth, about finding purpose.
Ah, so the documentary is the antidote.
It's the antidote. The pitch shouldn't be, "Hey, here's a cool movie." The pitch should be, "We just spent 15 minutes looking at the destruction and hollowness offered by Owens and Carlson. If you are tired of that emptiness, if you want to see what construction and purpose actually look like, watch this."
That makes the documentary the hero of the story. It resolves the tension you've built.
It closes the loop. You identified a problem, nihilism and grift, and now you're offering a solution,
meaning, and depth. It makes the call to action feel earned. It stops being a commercial and starts being part of the thesis.
It respects the intelligence of the viewer. You're not tricking them into an ad, you're offering them a way out of the mud we talked about at the beginning.
Precisely. And that's really the theme of this whole rewrite, isn't it? Respect the audience. Don't distract them with petty insults. Don't hide the data from them. Don't bore them with lazy transitions. And don't sell to them without earning it first.
The raw material here is strong. The research on the Livingston report, the Saudi laws, the timeline, it's all legit.
It is.
It's just arranged in a way that kind of obscures the point.
Yeah, it's like a messy room with really expensive furniture. You just need to rearrange it so people don't trip over the ottoman when they walk in.
So, let's wrap this up with a clear checklist for the rewrite. Number 1, stop the name calling.
Yep. If you call her an idiot, you lose. If you prove she's a hypocrite using her own N-word past comments, you win. It's that simple. Analysis, overreaction.
Number 2, the data is your lead.
Do not make your audience wait for that Livingston report. Opening with, she lost 100,000 followers, sets the hook. Everything else is just color comment.
Number 3, connect the silos.
Owens and Tucker are not random topics. They are connected by funding and by ideology. Use the Omid Malik 1789 capital angle to bridge that gap. Make it one story, not two.
And number 4, collision, not just listing.
Don't list facts after the claim. Smash the fact directly into the claim. Tucker says safe, you say illegal. Make the contradiction instant.
And finally, just fix the tone of the close.
No defensive I don't hate you speech. And frame your documentary as the solution to the problem you just exposed. Make it the thematic answer, not just a link in the description.
This script is so close to being a really heavyweight piece of commentary. It just needs to stop acting like a lightweight.
It needs to grow up a little bit, but the potential is absolutely there.
We'd love to see the next draft. Take these notes, move the pieces around, and send it back. I think the next version is going to be a killer.
Get to work. I want to see it.
Thanks for listening to The Critique. We'll see you next time.